96.5 The Fox, the new evolution of classic rock, free beer, hot wings every weekday morning, and a big show coming to the Jamestown Civic Center this Saturday night. Hairball back in North Dakota, joined on the phone by Rockstar Bob from Hairball. And Bob, let's start off by talking about the past few years for Hairball. They've been, needless to say, pretty awesome. You've gotten the chance to go over to London, play before an NFL game. You've had the chance to share the stage with Alice Cooper, Dee Snider, Vince Neil. How would you describe the past couple of years for Hairball?
Unbelievable, but what's even more unbelievable is that it's going to get better than that. I can't share that news with you, but it's going to be better than that. So that's pretty cool, right? You're a kid growing up like I was. I was playing along in my room to Motley Crue, to Kiss. You know, I wanted to be in Kiss like every kid, and it's weird, you know, because you'll never be in those bands. I'll never be in Guns N' Roses, but for one night, all my favorite people joined my band, and that's above and beyond anything I ever thought of or dreamed about, especially getting into Hairball. You know, we started out as a joke. We were just joking around. Next thing you know, the real people want to play with us, and, you know, it's taken 15 years to get here, but it just keeps getting better every second. I'm always excited, and it's always fresh, and I feel like a 16-year-old kid every day who won the lottery.
So when you share the stage with the likes of Dee Snider, Alice Cooper, and Vince Neil, what is that like? How are they to work with?
Well, they're awesome to work with. It's a great thing. I mean, how would it be? You know, it wasn't bad. Even if some guy was a jerk, you know, it's still, the whole overall thing was excellent. And the best part about it was on Thursday night we played in Las Vegas with everybody, and that was the most intense day because none of us had done it. None of us had rehearsed together. None of us knew what to expect, but we did the show in a 60,000-seat arena, and it rocked. So the next day, everybody goes to Phoenix because we're going to play Alice Cooper's Christmas show on Saturday. But Friday night, it's just Alice, me, the band, and Joan Jett for about 4 or 5 hours. And that was the coolest thing in the world to do that.
And speaking of Alice Cooper, he's called you guys the best cover band that he's ever seen. This is Alice Cooper, a legend, saying this. How does that feel?
It's awesome. You don't think the original guy is going to put that kind of pressure on you. You know what I mean? You think you got a lot of pressure when he's going to watch you for your first time. But then to say that you're the best guy and you do Alice Cooper as well as he does, wow. You know.
Once again, joined on the phone by Rockstar Bob. Hairball going to be at the Jamestown Civic Center coming up on Saturday. You guys, as you mentioned before, have been at this for over a decade. When you started Hairball, you started it, as you said, as a joke, and here you are, however many years later, playing in front of giant audiences. Did you ever imagine, did you ever think it was going to get to this point?
No. I think we wanted it to be big, but world touring was a thought in our head. It was like that dream that was just out of reach. Now it's not. You know, when we started it, I wasn't the original singer. Happy and I joined a couple years after the band was going, and they were just making jokes. It was like, instead of sharp-dressed man, it was well-hung man, and they looked like the best Easy Top you could look like from a Halloween shop, and everybody just looked thrown together. Lyrics were changed, and it was just a funny thing to do on the weekends, and it was good, and we were making a living at it. And I came in from Kiss Army. I toured with Strutter, Kiss Army, and was brought in to fill the shoes of a guy who didn't want to be there anymore. He was getting married. And I told him I didn't really want to make a joke about it, because from the outside it looks like we're trying to make fun of a time that we didn't make it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, in the 80s I was trying to get a record deal, but since I didn't make it, I'll just make fun of it now. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to be serious, and so did Happy, and we were like, well, let's make it believable.
So when you're putting together the Hairball show, how do you go about deciding who you're going to cover, what the playlist is going to be, what bands you're going to emulate?
Well, you know, that stuff has figured itself out over time. The stuff that we would love to play, we probably wouldn't fill an arena with. But the songs that have worked, we've just kept. The Bon Jovi is at its best. Now it's just, you know, we're adding lights, and we've got these big TV screens that are behind us and all kinds of new stuff since we were in Jamestown. This is a must-see show.
Once again, Jamestown Civic Center this Saturday. Tickets on sale right now, joined by Rockstar Bob. And obviously, you've got the three-singer attack going on with Hairball. Who is your favorite lead singer to kind of portray on stage?
It's hard to say, man. I really appreciate all of them for their own thing. It's a lot of fun to be Bon Jovi because girls are going crazy. It's a lot of fun to be Gene Simmons because I get to spit blood and fire. You know, every Alice Cooper, I get to handle snakes and cut my head off. Everything has something cool to do, so it's really fun just getting to be all of it.
What do you think it is about Hairball? I mean, you've got cover bands across the country that are playing bars every weekend, and they don't make it out of their hometown. They just keep doing it over and over again. Hairball's obviously made it to that next level. What do you think it is about your band that kind of separates you from everybody else?
Because we play it like we mean it, and most people don't. Most people think, well, we're just playing someone else's song. We play it like it's our song, and that's the difference, because it's our song. You know, it's our flesh and blood that's playing it. So I think that's really a big difference. A lot of people are afraid to let go when they play their instruments. We're not. And so it helps. It's like real rock and roll. You'll think the real band's playing. And we kind of have to be at the level we're at. We take it like a sport, like we're a pro football team. And everybody wants our job. Everybody sees how much fun we're having. You've got all these people that want to try to do it, but they lack the teeth. They lack the fire and the commitment of doing it all year long, no matter what, and not being at home at Christmas and touring the world sounds great, but you got to take the other stuff with it. A lot of people get scared by the stuff they got to take with it. I think that's kind of the difference. And we take everything we've ever made and put it right back into the show. That's why we have teams and snakes and a semi now and a bus. You know, it's all for the people. We want to celebrate rock and roll for what it was. That's how you do it, I guess. Watch us, and hopefully we're doing something right.
Well, the celebration is coming to the Jamestown Civic Center this Saturday, October 11th. Once again, tickets on sale right now. For people who haven't had the chance to see Hairball in North Dakota, what can they expect Saturday? I think people that have seen you kind of know what they're in for. What about the people that haven't seen Hairball before?
I would tell them that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the best thing they can do, since everybody has a smartphone, is Google Hairball Band and see what we're about, because you truly have to see it to believe it. Like, you and I are talking about us being Guns N' Roses or Poison, you know, and to the person who doesn't know who we are, it does seem like we're all those other bands that we were just talking about. And I think you really have to go and see what it's about, see the videos. So Google Hairball Band and see Dee Snider in an array of stuff going on, and Gene Simmons breathing fire, and you'll get it. It's every rock band you've ever wanted to see cramped into a 2.5-hour show. Hopefully we do it right for the fans. That's our most important mission. It's never been about us. It's been about the people who love whatever band we're covering and doing and having fun with us, because it is just a rock and roll party, and it's going to be chaotic in Jamestown on Saturday.
You got to be there. Again, tickets on sale right now. Google Hairball Band if you haven't seen them before. Get yourself ready for a big 80s extravaganza, a show you do not want to miss. That is for sure. Once again, yeah. Hairball, Jamestown Civic Center this Saturday night. Rockstar Bob, thank you so much, and we'll see you Saturday.
Right on. Be our friend on Facebook. You know, find us, like us, do all that good stuff. Everyone knows how to do it now. So look us up, and we'll see you Saturday for a rock and roll show you'll never forget.